Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's on a lot of people's minds: retirement planning. It can feel like you're navigating a jungle of complex products, right? Well, two of the big ones you'll hear about are index universal life and fixed indexed annuities. They both sound great, promising security and growth, but which one, if any, is actually right for you? Let's break it down.
All right, let's get right into it, because this hits home for a lot of us. It's really the central fear of retirement planning, isn't it? The thought of outliving your money or watching a market crash just gobble up years of savings. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that can definitely keep you up at night. So, to tackle this problem, we've got two major contenders stepping into the ring today. In one corner, we have indexed universal life insurance, or IUL, and in the other, fixed indexed annuities, or FIA. Now, on the surface, they seem similar. They both offer you a shot at market-linked growth without the terrifying downside risk. But, and this is a big but, one is really all about building wealth and leaving a legacy, while the other is laser-focused on one thing: creating a guaranteed paycheck for life. So let's see how they really stack up.
All right, first up, in this corner, winging in with its pretty unique combo of life insurance and an investment-like savings account. Let's get to know our first contender, Index Universal Life, or as we'll call it, IUL.
Okay, so what is an IUL really? The most important thing to get straight is that at its heart, it is a life insurance policy. That's its primary job. It provides a death benefit. But, and here's the twist, it also has this cash value component that grows. And the way it grows is by being linked to a stock market index, like the S&P 500. So you get to participate in some of the market's upside, but, and this is the key selling point, there's a floor, usually at 0%, that protects your money from actually losing value when the market tanks. Now, this is where the IUL really starts to shine for a lot of people, the tax advantages, and they are huge. If you set this thing up correctly, you can take out loans against that cash value you've built up, and get this, those loans are completely tax-free. Plus, the death benefit that eventually goes to your family, also tax-free. It's a seriously powerful tool, especially if you're thinking about estate planning and leaving a legacy. Okay, but it's not all sunshine and tax-free rainbows. There are some really important catches here. An IUL is not a short-term plan. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to be disciplined about funding it for at least 10 years, probably more, for it to really work. And because it's life insurance, you have to be healthy enough to even qualify. The costs, especially in the first few years, can be pretty high, and that can eat into your returns. And here's the biggest risk. If you don't manage it perfectly and the policy lapses, you could be hit with a massive tax bill on all the gains. So it's powerful, but it's not simple. So when you look at all that, who is this really for? Well, it's definitely not for everyone. This is a highly strategic tool for a pretty specific person. We're talking about high-income earners, probably under 55, who've already maxed out their 401ks and IRAs and are still looking for another place to shelter money from taxes, and who also want that life insurance death benefit. All right, let's turn our attention to the other side of the ring. Our second contender takes a totally different approach to retirement. Let's meet the fixed indexed annuity, or FIA. And right off the bat, you see the biggest difference. An FIA is not life insurance, not at all. It's a pure retirement product. Its goal is simple and singular: protect your hard-earned money and turn a lump sum, like from a 401k rollover, into a steady, reliable, pension-like income stream that you literally cannot outlive. That's its whole job. And this is where the FIA really flexes its muscles. Its core strength is one word: certainty. Your principal is safe from market crashes. And by adding an optional feature, usually called an income rider, which, yes, has a fee, you can create a guaranteed paycheck for life. It doesn't matter if you live to be 110, that check keeps coming. And since it's not life insurance, you don't need a medical exam. Pretty much anyone can get one. But of course, that kind of certainty always comes with a few trade-offs, right? The income you get from a standard FIA is generally going to be taxed as ordinary income, which is a big contrast to the IUL's tax-free loans. You've got those fees for the income rider we mentioned, and your access to your entire lump sum of cash is pretty limited for a number of years. That's called the surrender period. So you're trading some liquidity for that lifetime guarantee. So you can see the ideal person for an FIA is almost the polar opposite of the IUL user. This is for someone who's getting closer to retirement or maybe is already there. Think ages 50 to 75. Their number one priority isn't aggressive growth anymore, it's security. They want to take a chunk of their retirement savings and just lock in a paycheck they can count on, no matter what. Okay, we've met our fighters, we know their strengths, we know their weaknesses. Now it's time for the main event. Let's get them in the ring side by side and see how they really compare. This chart really puts it all in black and white. Just look at the primary purpose: retirement income for the FIA versus life insurance and savings for the IUL. That's the fundamental difference. Can it guarantee you an income? The FIA says yes, with that rider. The IUL says maybe, it depends on how the policy performs. And what about tax-free income? That's a huge yes for the IUL through loans, and a no for the standard FIA. And notice that last line too. You can fund an FIA with your 401k or IRA money, but an IUL has to be funded with after-tax money from your bank account. Huge difference in strategy right there. But hold on, what if you're looking at this showdown and thinking, man, I really want that guaranteed income from the FIA, but I also really want that tax-free benefit from the IUL. Is there any way to combine the best of both worlds? Is there a compromise?
Well, this is where a surprise wildcard entry steps into the ring. It's not some brand new complicated product. It's actually a really powerful strategy that a lot of people just don't know about. And that strategy is what we'll call the Roth IRA annuity. So what is it? You're simply taking a standard fixed index annuity with all of its safety and income guarantees, and you're funding it using money from your Roth IRA. You know, the money that you've already paid taxes on. And this is a total game changer for some people. Why? Because you get that ironclad, can't outlive it income guarantee from the FIA, but because you funded it with Roth dollars, every single penny of that income stream is now 100% tax-free for life. You're getting the #1 tax benefit of the IUL, but you get to skip the medical exams, the high insurance costs, and all the complexity that comes with a life insurance policy. So there you have it. We've had the showdown: the IUL, the FIA, and our wild card, the Roth IRA annuity. So who's the winner? Well, like with pretty much everything in finance, the real winner is you, but only if you pick the strategy that actually fits your life. And this final scorecard should really help you declare a winner for your own plan. Let's break it down. If your absolute top priority is just a guaranteed paycheck for life and you're okay with it being taxed, the standard FIA is your champ. If you need that death benefit for your family, plus you want that potential for tax-free income, and you're young enough with enough cash flow, then the IUL is your contender. But if the grand prize for you is guaranteed income that is also tax-free, well then the Roth IRA annuity strategy is pretty hard to beat. It might just be the undisputed champ for that goal. So in the end, the real goal here isn't just to pick a product off a shelf. It's about building the right strategy for you. By understanding how these powerful tools actually work, who they're really built for, and the key ways they differ, you're now in a way better position to choose the right champion for your financial future. So, which one wins the title fight for your retirement?